Well, what do we have here? It takes so long for me to get these knives out of the box. Hold on, let's get, oh yeah, it's already out of the box. Okay, yeah, and the box is so fascinating. Oh, here you go. Crossbones, product of China, model 7530. Yes, I got this one in, and it comes with paperwork, which, no, we're not going to read it, no. How with that? Why would we? And a little plastic pouch. There you go. That's your total tour of the box, and it's done. Crossbones. Jeff Park design. He's done duty in the Ken Onion Shop, and still, I think, doing so. Worked with Ken, I think somewhere they said 10 years at least. Whew, really? Got to quit cutting paper on this thing. What a mess. What a mess. You'd think I'd clean it up between reviews, wouldn't you? Just a mess. Okay. Aluminum scales. AUS 8 blade. Crossbones. Park design, model number. So you got all that. You've got a very interesting pocket clip. Just small little pocket clip. Right there. See that? One screw holding it. Will it move? Don't see it moving right now. So it looks pretty solid. Pretty laid down right there. Backspacer. This is not, I mean, this is a variant, I mean, of the custom knife that was done. And then there was a mid-tech. So this is the CRKT version. And this is a liner lock. There's your lock up on that. About 40-50%. Oh, and it's got IKBS bearings, which, oh yeah, well, I guess they got the symbol for that on here too. Yeah, absolutely. So, you've got a two-tone aluminum body on this thing. You've got texture. Although, you know, these bumps are not real jagged, they're very smooth. And you've got several different levels of machining here. Backspacer. I think the custom knife has jimping along this backspacer, and the backspacer I think may be like anodized because it's like titanium and stuff on the custom. I saw one on like Arizona Custom Knives. I think it was like $1,500 for the custom, full custom. So yeah, I mean, maybe that was secondary market pricing. I don't know if that was what it would cost to have one made, a custom, if you could get on the books. And then the mid-tech, and so I don't know. I would imagine mid-tech would be $500, $600, $700. This one is not $600. It's about 1/10 of that price. And I'll prove it to you. There you go. So, CRKT 3.5, 3, 6. What are we, Spock now? 3.5, 3, 6, 5, 9, 2. Exactly. Really. Satin, plain blade, two-tone, whatever. Okay, SRP is $99.99, but you're not going to pay that. No, you're not. And I wouldn't either. $63.95? Okay. In stock. So they're out now, and somebody piped up in the comment section that says, excuse me, are you even thinking about doing the Crossbones? And I go, yeah, I was thinking about it. When I can get my hands on it, he goes, oh, it's out. So I woke up and ordered one. So there you go. Viewer demand met once again. And it's very slim. It's, here's your specs, okay? Blade length, closed length, overall length, AUS 8, blade thickness, and that's an 1/8 inch there, like 3.1, 3.2 millimeter deal. Hold on, in case you're interested in the rest of the specs. Okay, like hardness, blade style, finish, IKBS, deep carry. Well, deep carry, is that what we call deep carry now? I thought deep carry was like about where that screw is right there should be about where that screw is, to get deep carry. But no, but it's, how deep do you need something like this? This disappears in your pocket anyhow, folks. You know what? When I opened this up, I had different expectations for this knife than when I actually got it. And if you see this, like I've seen this, and you're not good at kind of translating these figures into reality in your head, then you're going to be like I am, which is a little surprised. This knife is very slender and very light. Very light. Let me show you how light it is. 2.4 ounces. That's how light it is. What, 69 grams? I mean, not even close. I mean, 2.4 ounces, really, really, really light. And the aluminum, I really hadn't paid a lot of attention because I really liked the design. I thought, I got to get this. I got to get this for my channel. I really do. I got to put this up on there because I thought it was a cool design. And I do. I think it's a cool design. But you know what? Once I deployed this blade, which it deploys great. I mean, that flips really great on those little IKBS bearings. Like that. That just seems like a fillet knife, doesn't it? I mean, to me, God. You know what? Actually, this would make a great fishing knife. I know, maybe not that you would necessarily want to, because when you really look at this, I mean, if you look at it like this, you think you can just bend this blade like a typical fillet knife, but you can't. This thing's 3 millimeters thick. Now let's go to this. So it's 0.125. It's 1/8 inch, so it's 3.18 millimeters thick. Isn't that crazy? But I mean, if you look at it like that, it just looks like one of those little melon knives or mutton knives or something you fillet a fish with, which you could do. But you still have enough stock here at the end for piercing, without being too fragile. It's kind of surprising. It just doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like much of anything in your hand. It's so light. It's so slender. I mean, you can just toss this in your pocket and not even think about it. 2.4 ounces. I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's surprising. I thought it would feel like more in my hand when I got it. And not in a bad way, but I mean, come here. So yeah, I mean, look at that. That's a little over 3.5 inch blade. It's insane, kind of, because it just doesn't feel like that. There you go, 8 inches overall. So what do you got? Not quite 20.5 centimeters overall, and like 9 centimeters for the blade length. Well, let's see this. What do we got? Because I'm curious now. I didn't measure this earlier. 11.4 millimeters thick. 0.448, 0.45. So it's not terribly thin. I mean, it wasn't too long ago. I think we were doing the Spyderco K2, and it was even thinner than this. And of course, it was a gigantic knife, but it was thinner than this. So, yeah, it's something in your hands. It's not very tall, so you really don't have a lot of height here to get a hold of. So you're wrapping your hand around it a lot. So I don't know how you'd feel about that. But there's actually some blade stock on here, which is, it just doesn't seem like it when you look at it like this, does it? It doesn't. And you got a little bit of, you got some traction here. I could just see this knife as really, like, really fine work. You know, I mean, there's no lock rock, there's no blade play on this knife. It came pretty well set up out of the box, actually, and it's perfectly centered. And the IKBS, it just flicks. I don't know. And I guess I shouldn't go on and on about it, but it's just so light, and it's slender, and oh well, let's bring the hog out, right? Might as well use it as much as we can. So, you know, look at that. It's amazing. I mean, it's not terribly tiny, but it's just so slender. The profile. You know, I mean, you could put it up against here like that, and you can get almost two of them in that. And yet, look at the blade. I mean, this is almost a 4-inch blade down here. But, see? It's not far off. And it's just amazing. Yeah. I mean, you're really getting more knife than you think you have when you have this in your hands. And when it came out of the box, I go, where's the rest of it? Yeah, because just this way, it's, wow. I mean, is there anything? Can I do it with this? I mean, maybe. The height here is just, I mean, there's, whatever. Come here. What do we got? I mean, just like that. 3/4 of an inch. I mean, and that's not, I mean, look at this. Yeah, 0.65. I mean, just a little over a 1/2 inch tall. I mean, how many knives have, like, you know, this is probably 1.5 inches at least. .35 millimeters, 1.4 inches. This is a little over 0.6 of an inch. I mean, so that's just really slender. It kind of blew me away. I don't know. I keep going on about it. I'm sorry, but wow. You know what? Well, it looks like this is magnetic here. Although I don't know what I could be feeling here, because I was wondering if this backspacer wasn't aluminum as well. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. Now that is steel. I think this is aluminum, and of course this is aluminum here. Oh, well, we got liners in here too. Yeah, I almost forgot that. Of course you got the liner lock, and you have a liner up here too. And I'm glad I checked that, because yes, I had noticed that earlier. You got steel liners here and here inside. They didn't skeletonize them. Thank God. You don't need it any lighter. You'd forget you had it in your hand. It's just amazing. But I mean, what the strange thing is, 3.6 over, little over 3.5 inches, 8 inches overall. So yeah, that's just a normal EDC knife, right? No, this is much more slender and stealth in the pocket. But you know, you got the dog bone thing, which is cool. I like the design. So, Mr. Park, you have done well. You've got room for a lanyard. How about a keychain? You know, I mean, I can't imagine putting a lanyard on this knife. It's so small. I mean, it's so light. It's slender. It's not necessarily short, but it's, see what I'm saying? But it's it's so slender. No, I mean, well, I mean, maybe a key ring. Yeah. I mean, you could almost do that. I know that would be fairly long for a key ring, but it wouldn't be ridiculous because it's so light. Yeah, it's like 4.5 inches. I don't know. Crazy though. And then when it clicks out, it's just like a little click, you know. Feels good, but the blade's so light, it's not gonna, you know, hydraulically drop into the handle. I mean, there's no chance of that. But yeah, great detent. It really set up pretty nice. It's got just a little bit. You can hear that, maybe a lock stick, a little bit. I mean, it's not really obnoxious or anything. You got steel on steel here, so it's not like it's rude or anything. It's just there kind of a little bit. Maybe a small annoyance, but yeah, I think that's probably gonna, in fact, it's better now than it was when I first got it, actually. So as I do this, it gets better. In any case, IKBS bearings, a small pocket clip, but it's really effective. And no, it's not deep carry, but I don't know if I want it to be. But you almost take that pocket clip off and put it on a key ring. I don't know. It's just really an easy stealth, easy pocket carry knife. I mean, it's got some jimping up here on the flipper tab. You know, the hardware is, you got, you know, your Torxes. On this side, nothing. Very plain. Interesting. I didn't expect it. I thought it was going to be maybe a little heavier, maybe a little taller this way. Maybe a little taller blade this way too. You know, like this whole knife was going to be a little taller all the way through, but it's not. So that's what you need to expect when you get it. Understand, it's going to be slender. It's going to be a slender carry knife. And it's going to be, you know, a really cool design, and it's going to disappear in your pocket. I mean, absolutely, you won't even know it's there. But you still got a 3.5-inch blade, which is amazing. You know, I mean, that's EDC, that's right there. It's not tiny. It's not like a 3.2, 3.1 inch blade. So it's, wow, strange. It really is. It's, I'm still trying to figure it out. What do you think? Crossbones. I mean, give me your opinion. If you have this knife already, and you know, people are getting them left and right now. I mean, they're out. So, but wow, interesting. Detent's good. Flip's good on these IKBS. I haven't done any adjusting, no extra lubrication or anything like that. Just, but wow. Yeah. Bad boy dog bone. But very, very stealth, my friend. Very stealth. Thank you for joining me. Really appreciate it. We've got more coming down the pike. And, you know we do. We love them knives. Stay sharp.